If we get to see Spider-Man and Daredevil together, how badass would that be?
What does that look like? You just got to ask somebody. You have to ask Mr. Sony.
Mr. Sony. They can't even use Kingpin in the movies because he's considered part of the Spider-Man movie universe.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Doesn't Sony just sell it?
Because they know it's a cash cow.
Can't Disney strong arm it away from them somehow? Isn't Disney bigger than Sony?
Well, yeah, but what are you going to do?
Buy Sony.
Yeah.
Did Marvel have input on like Craven?
Oh, that was so bad.
Halfway through, I touched on it.
But I like very much Kick-Ass. What's his name?
I don't know.
Paul
Craven.
That's his name. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. Let's look it up.
Everything I do is to deal with you less, just so you know. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning how to deal with you less.
Very good. I'm going to go get you treats. I'm going to feed you a treat because you did good. You sat in the right chair.
I should teach a class. A lot of people would come.
Wait, that guy? Oh, I mean...
There's 100 people here.
The Unchosen Ones.
You're printing something up?
No, I'm just bringing up the Sanders thing.
Your notes again?
Yeah, why don't you shut your computer off?
I have everything organized on my side.
Okay. So do I.
Oh, it looks like it.
You don't even see it.
You can see by your body language. Gives it all away. You're in chaos over there.
Chaos?
You're in total chaos. All my tabs are set up. All the topics. In order.
I don't know what we're doing before we get here.
You don't know what we're doing during the show.
Yeah, I'm the favorite.
Yeah, damn, you're right. Well, you know what I'm starting with. You
Not
know
comic
it.
time.
Not comic time. No. You're.
Thank God.
That's coming later. I know you're excited for it every week, but no, we are starting with the unbelievable 3-episode premiere of Andor, which was just, they picked right up that tone. They just put you right back in the pressure cooker to that feel, the oppression of the Empire, which Tony Gilroy does like no other Star Wars writer. How cool was that TIE Avenger TIE Fighter?
What is that? Is that a new?
It's not new. It was in like, there was a couple of different variations of that TIE Fighter throughout the extended universe. Yeah. And then there were some, I think in Rebels, there was talk of a TIE Interceptor, which is like it. Yeah. But this is the first live action view of this model TIE Fighter.
It's like everything they do now, though, looks way beher than the old stuff, even though it's the same thing.
Right. Well, I mean, you're going to get better effects. You're not going to make it look like crap.
You can make it look like crap.
You're not going to make it look like crap. But the thing with the Empire is that they're cheap. Yeah. Okay? They hire shitty soldiers. It's just about quantity over quality.
It's like Tesla. They're Tesla made. They're the Tesla
they just throw in whatever spaghetti sticks to the wall with the Empire. But there were little factions during the Emperor's reign where they tried to concentrate on quality, and every time they did, the rebels would just blow it the hell up, and they would lose their prototype, they would lose the plans, and it would just cost too much to start over, so they just threw it out the window. So every time they had this awesome fighter, the rebels would just ruin it. I immediately got when he went forward and went back, I immediately got Independence Day vibes.
Oh, yeah. You think that ship wouldn't work by the time he got it out of there.
It was pretty messed up. I guess it had some really good armor on it.
I guess.
Yeah, it was badass. Yeah. The way he puts his arm through the thing and it had like some kind of photon torpedo on it, shields, hyperdrive. It had the works.
I like that they did that whole recap of season 1.
Yeah, that was good.
They don't always do stuff like that.
No, that was really well done because, first of all, it was a little while ago.
Everything's a little while ago.
Yeah.
They should all do that.
It is. It was a good idea, and I wish they would do that for every show. A little 15 was like 15 minutes.
I think it was 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's 14, 15 minutes. It was great. It caught you right back up, gave you all the important points, and then you were able to go right into the next season. The way they're depicting the Empire in this one, even they did such a great job in the first season, but they truly are what Lucas was going for in the first one was space Nazis. That's what they're going for. Now they're more like Nazis in this one.
It shows like how they're not that they're not powerful, but how like they do have like limits. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get that mineral stuff out, but they're planning how to do it without causing a lot of like interruption.
Well,
they're not
right
just
now,
going in and
because right now the Senate is still intact.
Right.
Yeah. See, right at the beginning of episode 4, the Emperor disbands the Senate, and then it's free for all. Then it's real authoritarian dictator time because there's no Senate anymore.
Yeah.
But right now,
They still have
there's
to maneuver.
that little pockets. There's
Yeah.
still politics going on.
Right.
There's still a Senate. They still have to, he has to get permission to do things, you know.
Right.
He's still playing that game where he
Yeah.
actually cares about what the Senate thinks. So yeah, they have to kind of maneuver and stuff like that. They're doing such a great job showing how the inner workings of all that. I just there's no matter where you are in the universe, the two truths are math and Nazis are Nazis. No matter where the Nazis are, they're Nazis. And some people got a little like skittish that, they showed a sexual assault, in this. That's the first time Star Wars has ever done that. It's the first time they've out and out mentioned it and used the R word, which, you can't say. YouTube will flag it.
Two R words.
There are two R. Yeah, they get collecting R words. There was no mistaking it. They put it right out there for all to see what kind of people the Empire is employing. But it's not like it's the first time they've shown this. Leia in the bikini and the Jabba the Hutt going with his tongue at her. I mean, that's there was innuendos there as well.
There was incest too in the first ones. People forget that.
Accidental incest.
Incest is incest. There's no accidental incest.
And I prepared myself that there's going to be, as much as I love the show and as much as many people are loving the show, has 96% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, 80% on the user audience score. And I went in knowing, okay, there's going to be 20% that don't like it for whatever reason.
What was Severance's audience score?
Also 80. Yeah.
Well, okay, so there's a trend, right?
There's a
the
trend.
Smarter stuff
20%. Daredevil was also 80.
Because it was a little smarter, less action, less right.
Well,
less
it's also,
key
and you get a little political, and then you get
but it's the smarter thing.
Well, funny you mention that because my therapy now for this is to go in and actually read some of these bad reviews, and it makes me feel better when I read something like
duh. They type out duh.
This one was my favorite. Took me several sittings just to get through the first episode. Boring soap opera drama, crappy dialogue, hard to understand. Girl bossery on another level.
What? What does that even mean?
Not allowed to have strong women. Apparently that ruins the show for this person.
What was their girl bossery?
Oh, I guess he didn't like Mon Mothma, in the show because she's a main character. Yeah, no, that's not allowed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's what this guy says here. Girl bossery on another level. More of the same from Disney. Nothing like the first season, which was decent. First of all, it's everything like the first season. It couldn't be more like the first season.
I could write one of these out and make it look real just because it's the same shit.
Yeah, no,
every
like
time.
a fake one would look as real as a real one.
I could do one.
Because it's like a kid.
It's all the same stuff.
People are caricatures of themselves now.
He must not have liked Leia at all in any of the first ones.
Yeah, because she was pretty damn strong. Right. You wonder, how did the rebellion get all those ships? How did they get all that together? Her money and Luthen's money. They've been sacking money for years off of those old relics he sells, and she's siphoning money away from one area and putting it away. That's so they can buy the damn X-Wings. That's what they're doing with that money, so they can have an actual army and a rebellion. So she's super integral to the original trilogy.
Why would you watch something several times? Like if you don't get it the first 2 times, just stop watching.
I hated it so much I watched it 15 times in a row. Although I could say the same thing with Lord of the Rings.
I don't do that. If I don't like, I give everything 20 minutes.
That's it, 20 minutes and you're out?
Even people, you get 20 minutes.
That's a long time for people, 20 minutes?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That's it.
Oh, you're more patient than most people. I got about 2 minutes, and then I've decided whether I'm ever going to talk to you again.
Well, with some people, in 2 minutes.
But I did notice a little thing that is, I guess it can be explained away, but a little nitpicking. Deidre, the blonde ISB officer, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she mentioned when she was that great scene with the mom. I guess she's. I don't think they're married. I don't think they do marriage. I don't know if Empire people get married or not.
Whoa!
But she's living with Cyril now, And they invite the mom over, and it sounds like they're preparing for something, really intense and important. And it's just his mom coming over. And she mentioned to the mom that she grew up in an imperial kinder orphanage, but that doesn't track because at this point, the Empire is only about 15 years old. And I'm pretty sure she's older than 20 years old in this show. So it's kind of weird how she said she grew up in an imperial kinder orphanage when the Empire didn't even exist back when she was a kid. So some people are saying, well, everything became Republic to Imperial. So you just kind of say it like that. Now it probably was it was a Republic orphanage, and now it's just, you mention it as a Imperial orphanage.
Yeah. Is that important?
Wasn't important to me until someone brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, that's true. The timeline doesn't work for that. But it does make sense that she wouldn't say anything as Republic. Yeah. So that's probably easily explained away. And then you got some people are, I don't like how it's political and stuff. Like, come on, man. Star Wars has always been political. Look up any old George Lucas interview. Look up the one where George Lucas talks to James Cameron. Yeah. I hate to break it to you guys, but George Lucas was incredibly woke.
There's like 100 videos of him talking about how it's all about political.
Yeah, it's all about politics.
It was
especially
Vietnam.
Episode 3 was very political.
Well, the whole thing's based on Vietnam.
Yeah, well, the original trilogy, and then the prequel trilogy was more based on Iraq and things like that. Yeah. So he's always been doing that. It's always been an undertone of the series.
It's not hidden. He came out and said it.
It gets exhausting to keep trying to convince people that, yes, they're displaying fascism. It's right there. If you can't see the parallels, then I'm just going to go, I'm really going to try to use that Anthony Mackie line now, which is becoming one of my favorite lines, even though I didn't agree with him in what he was saying, but I love that line.
And however you feel about that, you feel about that.
I love that line. And so if you don't understand it, if you don't see it in this, if you don't see it in Daredevil,
how could you not?
Parallels of what's going on there and what's going on in the real world, then that's your blind eye.
I mean, all science fiction and comic book stuff, basically.
Yes.
It's all in there.
Yes. It's just exhausting. And if you don't see it, then okay, you don't see it.
Then you don't want to see it.
It's there and you don't want to see it. That's fine. That's how you do you. Okay. And then we got some other Star Wars news, exciting Star Wars news. We finally got confirmation on the Sean Levy project with Ryan Gosling, which had been rumored for a while, but now it's official. He's actually going to be the lead in the Star Wars Starfighter. Don't really know too much about what it's going to center on. I don't think he's going to be a Jedi.
Well, they said it was 5 years after.
So it's a sequel to the it's the furthest in the future we've been.
But he said it's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's just going to take place after Rise of Skywalker. Right. 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. Sean Levy, he gets the benefit of the doubt from me. Guy is a great director. Deadpool and Wolverine, Free Guy, right? And you're going to get a Ryan Reynolds cameo as something in this.
Maybe a voice.
I would suspect a droid voice of something, because that's where you can insert the humor.
A droid would be funny.
A droid would be really funny, and it's just a Ryan Reynolds droid. It's like, it's not even, it even looks like him maybe in some way, shape or form. It just looks like him. Maybe he's pouring gin or something like that. Throw some aviation in there. If there was like a betting site, if you could put down how much money, if Ryan Reynolds is going to be in this new Star Wars movie,
you could.
I would think it would be a very low odds. You're an expert at that stuff. What would that be?
Right now?
Yeah.
With nothing really? I mean, plus 200.
Plus 200. I have no idea what that means.
It means you'd win a good amount of money.
It means you'd win a good amount of money?
You'd win money. It's bad. It's good. It's bad odds.
It's bad. But I would think that you would win a little bit amount of money because it's such a sure thing that he's going to be in it.
Is it a sure thing?
To me, I would put a lot of money on it that he's going to be in it.
But with Vegas, I mean, what's the, what is the evidence?
I would think you'd have to put down a lot of money to win a little on that because it's going to be such a sure thing.
Well, there's no evidence of it right now at all.
I know. That's just called a bet.
I know, but then
you sure get bad. Know what you're doing on these websites?
You don't get good odds if there's no evidence of anything.
What do you mean evidence? It's a bet.
But you have to base it on something. There's nothing to base it on.
I don't think you know what you're doing. I don't think you know what you're doing at all. What would be a low odds? How would you? What would you say if you get it? Like you have to bet 100 and you win 10. If you bet 100 and you win $10, what is that? How do you do that?
I mean, there'd have to be a lot of evidence that he's definitely going to be in it.
I'm saying, what do you call that with the numbers? How would you put? What would that line? It would be minus 100.
It doesn't get you a lot.
Yeah, minus.
Yeah.
So it would be minus.
The farther back it goes, minus.
Okay, what if it said minus 100? What does that mean? If I put $100 down, what do I win?
I don't know how it works like that.
Oh,
I just
boy,
know that
you don't know.
I don't put money. I don't bet like that. I don't do it that frequently.
What a failed segment this is. You don't know anything that...
I don't know anything about betting.
Forget about gambling time with Dave. That's right out the window now. We're not going to have that segment.
I don't know anything about betting.
Gave me the illusion. You
gave yourself the illusion.
You made me think you knew about betting and gambling. Yeah. I was going to give you a large sum of money to gamble for me.
It would have been a big mistake.
Wouldn't be the first one I've made. All right, so I know it's a couple of weeks back now, but we can't not talk about that Daredevil finale. I'm the only thing that's in my head on a loop right now is Kingpin ripping this guy's face open. My jaw almost fell off itself when I saw. I was like, "What in the absolute hell did I just see?"
I was hoping it was going to pop.
I thought that was what's going to. I thought it was going to be a Game of Thrones thing where what he did to
the mound.
The mound.
What was it?
I think that's a picture in baseball. The mound.
That too.
No, there was the Hound.
The Hound.
And his brother was the one that killed Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
His brother was the Mountain.
No.
The Mountain. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the Hound and the Mountain. Yes.
They didn't work really much on those names.
Sounds like a weird fairy tale. The Mountain, when he popped Pedro Pascal's head open, I thought that's what I was going to see. So it's surprised because he was doing the pressure thing. I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. And then he just goes, he just rips it apart. I was like, wow. That was almost like a trauma thing, like a Toxic Avenger type of violence in that. That was incredible. I think this is all the Kingpin iterations we've seen, the D'Onofrio Kingpins. This is the most Kingpin-y he's been. Like, he's a real bona fide supervillain in this.
The most comic book actor.
Yeah, I mean, wow. It's just brutal. Just absolutely brutal. And the Punisher, how great was the Punisher in this?
That end scene. I mean, the last couple scenes.
When they
got together.
But my favorite was actually the camaraderie he had with Matt. When my new favorite insult is, you're a wall-to-wall asshole. That was fantastic. And then Matt calling shotgun in the car.
And you had people complaining that it was too much towards the end. Like they wanted Daredevil, and then finally you give him Daredevil at the end. They're like, oh, they're overcompensating at the end for Daredevil.
too much Daredevil now. Too much.
It's like they finally gave you what you wanted,
right?
And now that's no good either.
It was great. The only thing that I thought would have made it better is if they would have shown where the other defenders are, like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and see where they were in the city at that point. Because when he said we need an army, I thought that's what we would have seen.
And I wanted to see a bigger speech from Punisher.
I did too. I wanted more. I mean, I'm glad we got the scene because there was a chance we weren't going to get it at all, but we did get it. And I did want more of a verbatim from the comic, but he did call him. I mean, the point was taken. Point was taken. He called them clowns. Right. He said, "You guys are bullshit." He delivered the message.
Yeah, it would have been fun to see him really,
really lay in. Maybe there's an extended cut, and maybe someone said, it's too much. Maybe it got too much. I would like to see the extended cut of that scene.
You could do it now. Once AI gets better, you can make that scene.
Right. Yeah, it was good. No, but it was good though. I don't have any complaints, just nitpicks.
Someone said you could hear the Spider-Man song at the end. But
I went back and tried to hear it. They said when he says we need an army.
Yeah, you can hear the Spider-Man.
You can hear the MCU Spider-Man. I mean, I guess you can I don't have those kind of ears. But I went back and played it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I can't fucking hear it. I don't know.
It's probably just someone messing with everybody.
No, because it was confirmed.
By who?
By the one of the people at Marvel said yes.
Oh, they did do it.
Yeah, that they actually did put it in there in post. Yeah, so I don't know what that means. I mean, that's just tickling everyone's taint. That's bullshit because that you can't put them in there without Sony's permission.
Right.
So that's kind of,
Maybe they got permission.
And they're holding it?
Maybe.
Not telling anybody?
Or,
That would be so badass. If we get to see Spider-Man and Daredevil together, how badass would that be?
What does that look like? You just got to ask somebody? Do you have to ask Mr. Sony?
Mr. Sony. Well, Feige has to work out these things with them so that they can use the character and everything. Yeah.
Anytime they want to use that, they have to have like a whole bunch of paperwork.
They can't even use Kingpin in the movies because he's considered part of the Spider-Man movie universe.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Doesn't Sony just sell it?
Because they know it's a cash cow. That's why they're not going to sell it. Why would you sell it?
But I mean, at least let Marvel use it and just get
They
paid every
do,
time.
but you got to pay the bucks.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, they do. But, you know, how much? Yeah, Marvel really made some. But it wasn't Marvel's fault. They were floundering back then.
Yeah,
that was before it was pre-Disney when they did all that. They sold all that stuff. They had no choice. They were trying to stay afloat.
Can't Disney strong arm it away from them somehow? Isn't Disney bigger than Sony?
Well, yeah, but what are you going to do? All you can do is
buy Sony.
Yeah. Buy Sony. No, I think they're doing a good job working together.
Did Marvel have input on like Kraven and all the others?
Oh, that was so bad. I watched that, Kraven. Did you watch it?
Halfway through, I touched on it off.
I was expecting at least something I could get through, like Venom. Like I can get through the Venom movies.
Yeah,
like they're not good.
Well, because what's his name is really good. Who plays Venom?
Oh, Tom Hardy. Yeah, but I like like very much Kick-Ass, the guy who plays Kick-Ass and Kraven.
Oh, yeah.
He's good. I like him. What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Paul
Craven.
That's his name. That's gotta be it. Let's look it up. Sounds like a lawyer or something. Paul Craven, attorney at law.
It's Mike Craven.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Close. Same thing.
It's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
Craven.
Paul Craven. We really shortened that down. Yeah, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's always been one of my favorite actors. And I thought it was going to be decent, but man, that was a tragedy. It was a total tragedy. It was so bad. You did get the Chameleon in there, though. You got a couple of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Just a bad movie.
But it was bad.
Really bad.
It was cool to see those characters, but...
Was that worse than the Morbius?
I think it was worse.
It was worse than Morbius.
I think it was a little worse. A little worse. Not that they were very equal in how bad they were, but it was really bad.
If you had to bring one to an island with you.
I'm going to put a different DVD in the jacket.
You'd probably bring Madam Web with you.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's the absolute worst. That is worse than both of those movies combined.
But Sydney Sweeney's in Madam Web.
Yeah, but you don't even not Sydney Sweeney you want to see for like 2 seconds in the outfit. She's in that. If it was just Sydney Sweeney in that outfit for the whole movie, then I'd put it above Craven and Morbius, but it's not. That is a hard movie to get through. Madam Web, really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no plot and no writing. I think it was like generated by AI when AI was in its infancy, like when ChatGPT was like 3 days old. It was really terrible.
Venom 3 wasn't horrible.
Venom 3 was bad.
It was better than 2.
I guess.
Not bad. 1 was probably the best one.
Yeah, 1 was the best one. Yeah, 1 was the best one.
3 wasn't, unwatchable. It was better than any of the 3 we mentioned.
Dialogue was garbage.
But it was better than Craven or Madam Web or
it was better
Morbius.
Than those. It's more fun than those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more fun because at least I laugh when I watch Venom, which was never the thing I thought I would do when I watch Venom movies is laugh, but it was funny. Oh, then the other thing I just love with the criticisms, you know how when a movie goes over budget or everyone thinks it went over budget and everyone all of a sudden becomes an accountant and they know exactly how much money was in this movie. First of all, no one knows that at all because unless Disney or whatever studio it is puts those numbers out, it's all hearsay and unnamed sources and whatever. Everyone's just guessing.
And who cares?
Yeah,
what their budget
a lot of people care about that now. But then parallel with that, with Daredevil, everyone was like, "Oh, I can tell where the first team was because there were 2 teams. You know, they got rid of a team, they brought a new team in.
Tell when it's
everybody's was a PA on set. The only reason anyone knows any of that is because they know there were 2 teams.
No, you wouldn't have known otherwise.
You would not have known.
It's a completely different show.
You would not have known if you didn't know that going in. No one would have been saying, "Hey, you know what? I think there were 2 different teams making this show." Yeah, okay, Sherlock. All right.
Someone was saying like he acted differently when he was in the bank talking to Kamala's father. Like he's talking to a guy about his child. He's not going to be Daredevil in that situation. Of course, he's going to act differently there than he would when he's he's not going to be like,
he's not going to be like super intense to Kamala Khan's dad.
It had nothing to do with a different team.
No, he acted like Matt. He acted like Matt. He wasn't any
Because
different.
that episode, I think, was the original team, the bank episode.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I love that episode. It fit fine within everything else going on.
The whole series was great. You think there's a difference if it was just a movie, when something's a full movie and you can't splice it up like that,
right?
It's less to like criticize. So,
well, there's that, and you also have more time. You have weeks in between episodes. You can watch it again, pick it apart.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost is a disservice when you have to break it apart like that.
Everyone's such a forensic detective. Yeah. They can pick apart exactly where the second team came in. And bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit. It's like, remember Superman 2? Had two different directors. It was Richard Donner, who started the first one and filmed some of the second one. And then I forgot his first name, Lester. Lester came in and put in a lot of other scenes and writing that became the theatrical version and the version most people know. Yeah. And then later when Donner made his cut, then you saw all the differences and everyone's like, oh yeah, you see how it was different. But until then, like I didn't really think of anything of like, oh yeah, this is definitely two different directors, watching Superman 2 100 times over. Like, this is a totally different tone than the first one. You didn't know, but then when you knew, then you saw it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then it's pointed out to you.
Yeah. Then you saw like, oh yeah, the pink bearskin rug, that was Lester.
You can tell when Zack Snyder does a movie and when someone else comes in, when a Josh Whedon comes in, because you could see everything. Someone flipped the light on. Oh look, colors. That's fun.
Yeah, I had to get it in there, didn't you? That board is never going above zero again.
Not while I'm here. I love Black Mirror, this new season.
Did you watch them all?
I didn't see all of them. I got through that first one.
You didn't see all of them. What, are you busy?
There
was 7 of them.
I know, I'm busy. I have things to do.
I'm
doing things.
I'm going to start looking for a new co-host. I really am. You're not prepared.
Good luck.
You're not prepared.
You better give them hazard pay.
You're not prepared.
I mean, after that first episode, who wants to even watch anything anymore?
I was foobarred. Foobarred.
Could not sleep that night.
After watching Common People. I needed like one of those online therapists after watching Common People. It messed me up big time, man. That was depressing as hell, but also like brilliant as well. Like just brilliantly done with that whole. I think the reason why I got so depressed after that is because like I could see that happening in some way, shape, or form.
It is kind of happening now.
Where like people have to pay
to live.
Well, like you're like kind of doing that with healthcare now, where people have to pay to live. But this was just so brutal. Where she was doing ads. They were forcing her to do ads, and then she couldn't do her job, and. Oh, it was just a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
And
the whole thing was a nightmare.
There was no sympathy towards.
No sympathy. Right. Oh, the way the rep.
She was really good.
She was really good. Yeah. She's from Blackish.
Yeah,
right. She's great. The way she was just like, and because she was in the system as well.
Right.
And then you see why she was so aloof, because she's just flicking those sliders up on the phone like, oh, I feel better, which was kind of cool. I would that was almost a Matrix kind of thing.
I would love that.
Yeah. Just like take out your phone. I feel better.
Who would want to do that?
Right. How much a month was it? I think see, that's why it's so sick. Yeah. Because I think I would like buy in. I think
sure you would.
I might get that platinum plan. What was the plan called? What was it?
I forget the name of the plan. They kept going. Every time she came in, there was a new plan.
Yeah, they kept. Right. And then premium became regular.
Right.
And that's what they do. That's what they do with like cell phone plans and all like the streaming plans. Right. No commercials.
Right.
Now premium is regular.
It's all on purpose. It's like the new iPhones. Like the systems don't work anymore on the old ones.
Right.
Like as they go up, the old ones become obsolete.
I know. Yeah, they do that on purpose.
Yes, of course
they actually got found. I think Apple got caught.
They did. They were manipulating it.
Right. Yeah, that episode messed me up. And then how it ended. Yeah. I mean, there's some Romeo and Juliet shit there, man. Wow.
It kind of reminded me of that Justin Timberlake movie, In Time. Remember where they had
yeah. It was on their wrist. End on a down note, did it?
I don't remember how it ended, but it was the same kind of thing. Like they had their time on.
Yeah, they had to buy time.
That
was a good. I remember being excited for that movie.
It was a good movie.
I was a little disappointed in the execution of it because they never explained how any of that happened.
It was a Justin Timberlake movie. Yeah. You were.
I know, but I was hoping to see like why did they have those numbers on their arms and all that stuff. They didn't really go into it. Through. No, you got to stare at Olivia Wilde for a bit. That was cool.
Prime Olivia Wilde.
What did you say? You want to take that back?
Prime. It's a positive term.
I say Olivia Wilde is not as is not worth as much now.
I didn't
because
say
she's
that.
a little older.
You said that.
Is
I
what
didn't
you're
say that.
saying?
I didn't say
Is that
that.
what we're surmising
No.
from your little statement there?
I didn't say she wasn't still in her prime.
Misogynist asshole.
You're just looking for things.
Nah, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And I think I think Common People was my second favorite episode after the sequel to USS Callister.
Yeah.
Which was just incredible.
It was a movie.
It's a movie, yeah. And especially because I watched the first one again because I kind of forgot a lot of it. So I went back and watched the first one, then I watched the second. That was a full-fledged film.
If you put those together, that's a film. That's a really good science fiction film.
Excellent. Really, really well done. And didn't super depress you. It was kind of...
No, because
it was a really great sci-fi story.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, very unique. Very well done. Great acting. Jesse Plemons is just...
Yeah.
He's so disturbing. Every character he does is disturbing.
Think he could be a Joker?
He could be a Joker. Yeah, he could do Joker.
Definitely a Batman villain somewhere.
He could. Yeah, they got to get him into the Matt Reeves universe there somehow. He is really good. But that was my favorite. Then Common People, and then after that, I really really liked Plaything. That was the one where the recluse guy was using the video game created by Will Poulter. He kind of reminds me of Jesse Plemons sometimes.
A little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I get those two guys confused. There was kind of an overarching theme throughout all the episodes in it. Did you notice that?
Yeah, like a digital.
Well, yeah, digital. It's always Black Mirror is about everything digital.
Yeah.
What an amazing that's just incredible. Well, I think that tops all your other observations that you've ever had on this show. It's Black Mirror was about digital. Is that what you just said?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, but what about what was
Why
the
don't you
theme?
tell us?
No, I want to hear you say
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
It was about artificial life and what kind of rights you give to it.
Right, digital.
Except for Common People. That was the only one that didn't tap into that.
Yeah.
But everything else was about if you have real artificial intelligence and it's sentient and it can think on its own, doesn't it automatically get all the inalienable rights that people get? Some people will say no. It doesn't matter what its guts are made out of. If it's microchips or if it's organic material, what's the difference if it can think for itself? It's alive. Just because we created it, well, who created us? Because we're going to get to that point in society. We're going to get to the point where artificial life can think for itself. And then there's going to be the question of, do they get rights under the Constitution? Do they get, we're going to get there.
Some people don't even get rights under the Constitution. You're going to get robots before people.
You might get some robots before people. Yeah, that's true. But that argument is going to happen because there's going to be the whole, because religion's going to come into it.
But they don't get rights because they're
not made by God, quote unquote God. Yeah.
Well, they're made by us and we're made by God.
We don't know who we're made by. We could have been.
And that's how you would argue it.
As far as we know, we could have been. We could be artificial intelligence. Our whole species could be artificial intelligence made by some other, grandiose species. That was what the Prometheus and those Alien prequels were about.
Well, someone should return us because
has the warranty run out?
Yeah. It's not working great.
Put us back in the box. Does anyone have the foam for this? Does anyone have the packaging?
Send it back to customer service.
That'd be funny, trying to return humanity. Do you have a receipt, sir? Do you have the receipt? My wife threw it away.
Listen, it's shit. It doesn't work. Look at it.
If it's some interstellar Walmart, they'll take it back. I know you're excited for May 3rd.
The fucking 3rd.
Free comic book day. Are you getting ready?
Yeah. Can we light them on fire? How many can you get?
So the full list came out, and there are a couple of titles I really want to get. The one I want the most is it's kind of weird. The one I want the most didn't even show up on the original list, and that makes me think it's going to be hard to get. It's a DC All-In Absolute Universe special, and it's going to talk about some. It's going to reveal some shadowy villain behind the scenes that's kind of watching what's going on with this absolute universe. So I don't know if it's going to be someone existing or if it's going to be a new character, but they might get revealed in this book. So it's kind of a book that I think a lot of people are going to be after. So might have to get online a little early. You mind being my placeholder?
Yeah, I do.
Come on, you
placeholder.
Go. Yeah, you get online early, and then I'll come back when the store opens.
Okay.
I'll give you $5. There's $5 in it for you.
And a free comic book?
And many free comic books.
Is it universal? These comic books are free?
What do you mean universal?
Where do you? Every store you go to has these free comics?
Yeah, every store that partakes in it. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, store has to partake in it. It costs them money. It's not free for them. It's free for us. It's a promotional thing. It's usually the store usually gets in the most amount of people of the year. It's kind of like their Black Friday a little bit, free comic book day, because they get a lot of people in the store and you end up spending a lot more money. And the free comic books are to get you in, but then you spend money on other things in the store.
Was it once a
year?
Once a year. Oh.
Yeah, once a year. Yeah. Usually a lot of people show up.
But it's only certain titles.
Yeah, it's certain specific titles that the publishers release. They're new books, and sometimes sometimes they become a little valuable. There have been a couple in the past where there've been a first appearance or something big happened in them.
Why can't a comic book store just set its own comics they want to give for free?
What do you mean, just back issues that they already have?
Yeah. What if you have a big stock of something? Can they throw stuff in there?
Yeah, you can give. I mean, a store can give away whatever it wants, but these are new titles. Yeah. Every year, they're fresh titles, and people want the new stories.
There's no incentive for them to give away these specific comics.
Yes, it's because it's free comic book day.
I get that, but they can give away any free comics they want. Couldn't they?
You're looking for a rogue free comic book day? Is that what you're looking for?
I just think, what if I want to do something different?
Shitty, out of the back of a van comic book day?
If I'm a comic book store and I want to give out, what if I want to give away my own assortment of free comics?
I just picture you in a big white van that says Dave's Free Comics, and you go from town to town.
I bet you I'd have you people lined up in my van. I can get you in the van, some of you.
Restraining orders are on their way.
But I mean, if you want to be unique, couldn't you have your own set of comic books?
What do you mean, publish your own books?
No, just whatever you have in stock that you think you want to get rid of.
Okay, yeah, I guess you could, but you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of books that go out.
That many people go to every store?
Yes, you're not understanding the span of it.
But you could buy whatever stock you want.
And no one wants old dollar books like that. They want these because there could be something. First of all, they're new, fresh stories.
Are they
and there
cheaper?
Are new characters.
Are they cheaper to buy, when they're buying from the comic place? Are they getting these books cheaper? Is there a deal?
Yeah, there's a deal. They're not paying. Yeah, I don't think they're paying the full price of what they're normally paying.
That makes a difference
for the other books that they get. Yeah.
What about every 100th customer gets a really good free comic book?
Well, there were ratios sometimes with these where if you ordered a certain amount, you'd get like a 1 in 100 or a 1 in 25.
I mean, no one's separating themselves. Everyone's just doing the same stupid thing. How do you make yourself stand out?
There are not that you think that there's a comic book store on every corner like there used to be. There's not.
No, but there's still. there are comic book stores, and you want to make yourself stand out.
Yes, but there's only usually 1 or 2 in an area, and it's going to pull your LCS right now is going to pull everyone in from your area. There's not many stores left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every 100 customer gets a Action #1 comics. You know what the line would be at your store?
And how are you procuring?
Well, we'll worry about that
comics
after.
#1.
We're not going to.
I mean, there's plenty of reprints. You can get those.
Yeah.
There's a million reprints.
You didn't say it was. You don't have to say it was not a reprint.
No one's going to come for Action comic reprints. You're taking me way off track here.
That's what I like to do.
You're just prolonging comic time by doing that. But yeah, I'm going to be looking for this one. Hopefully I can get one of these. And then another one that I'm looking to get is, it's not even something I really collect, but this artist right now is very hot right now. Mark Spears. He does a lot of monster art, and he's done some G.I. Joe, Thundercats, but he has a very unique style. And there's a book coming out for free comic book day called Monsters, and that's probably going to be sought after too. It kind of looks like the art on this cover kind of looks like an old VHS box. Looks pretty cool. Be Kind, Rewind, and remember the little horror stickers they would stick on? It would be action horror. They had those stickers that would wear off. It looks very cool. I really hope I can get one of those too. Would you like me to get any for you? Are there any you really want? Why don't you go with me so you can at least get some for me? I mean, be useful.
How much money?
Why don't you be useful?
To you? No,
to
thanks.
society. For once in your life. And then there's going to be, look, and see, I think you're going to want to go. There's a Black Mirror comic.
No, thanks.
You know what would be cool is in the Black Mirror comic, you open it up and it's a guy in a store buying the comic in the store you're in.
They did an episode like they did that Everyone Hates. Remember that last season?
Oh yeah, the one where it was a Netflix show about a Netflix show, right?
The day she came home from the day. And
that was cool. They should do that with the comic. You open it up and you're in there, and somehow they with some voodoo magic, you open up, you're looking around. What the hell's going on?
That wouldn't be as scary though, because not many people would see it anyway.
What I also like that they do in Free Comic Book Day is they gear a lot of these towards kids. You know, remember kids who used to like comics, and when we were in the stores, it was always kids, and there were like creepy adults in there. Now it's all creepy adults and a few kids. But they have a lot of these comics to get kids interested in comics. A lot of titles, and hopefully it works because the industry needs it. There's a Minecraft book, smart. Very smart. There's going to be a Minecraft book. My kid will probably want to get that one. Then in other news, which I also know you're going to have a lot of input on this one, I know. GoCollect and PSA are teaming up. Your thoughts?
Are they collecting colon scores?
But no, they're deeming, PSA is teaming up with GoCollect. So they're going to have all their data. PSA wants to have all their data in GoCollect, so they can rival CGC with, all their values and have their values be the hopefully go-to. They're going to try to compete with CGC because right now it's all about just what the values are with CGC. There's not a lot of other data that goes into the market price of how books are valued. It's all about CGC prices sold on eBay, pretty much. But really, it really should be a average of everything, graded. Yeah. I don't think you could do it with raw books because then you're gonna have to rely. You love the raw books. You like that term? You're just a sick person, is what you are. You're really just a sick person.
Raw books.
That's what's going to be on the side of your van. Dave's Raw Comics, isn't it?
Bigger line. The line just got bigger.
You'll have a bigger line. You will than all the stores.
What's that?
Just for the sheer curiosity. I want to see what that. You're kidnapped. You're immediately kidnapped. But I don't think you could do the values. It's got to be graded. It's got to all be graded. You can't throw raw value in with the graded value because then you're relying on people to accurately grade raw books, which if you ever buy something on eBay, no one does. Very few people do correctly. I see the little NM next to a lot of listings on eBay, which means near mint. And these books are far from freaking near mint. List near mint means like six spine creases on the back.
You can just throw near NM on anything?
Well, they can on their listing. And if you really want to get petty, you can report them.
Which you probably have.
I have reported listings in my life. It wasn't for that. I've reported listings for inaccurate descriptions.
Can I report you on anything?
If I have a bad listing, you can.
Off topic, do you list anywhere?
Well, we will soon under And Now Comics.
And then I can report us?
You can report our own listing. No, you know what the one that I report the most? Actually, and I don't report it unless I tell the person. I say, because it's mostly a mistake. The biggest one is that people list, they list the Superman number 75 Platinum Edition, but instead they actually put on Adventures of Superman number 500 because they both have that silver and black, but the one has the bloody S and the one is just the regular S. But a lot of people list those things a lot.
The rookie mistake.
It's because I'm always looking for one of those at a good price because I never got one of those. I always wanted one. But people still value them, I think, too high. There were like 10,000 of them made.
You think this is the problem with comic book collecting? That this takes all the fun of it? All this nonsense?
What do you mean, values and stuff like that?
Yeah, like this whole, making it a whole business. Doesn't it make it like not fun?
No, I think that's what saved it. I think, listen, CGC takes a lot of shit, but I think CGC saved the comic industry. That's my opinion. Because all of a sudden, all those books that were, when the whole thing collapsed, because of eBay, because that's what collapsed it mainly. I mean, it was half eBay, half the publishers putting out way too many books, print runs way too high, too many variants, too many special editions, all that stuff. But then when eBay came along, all of a sudden you didn't have to go to your comic book store anymore, and you could get whatever issue you wanted anywhere in the world, anyone that had it. You didn't have to look through, all the comic book stores in your area and go through all their bins and try to find it. And if you didn't, tough luck. Now you didn't have to do that anymore. You go right on and find it. So that severely diluted the values. And then when CGC came along, now all of a sudden, all those diluted books were able to become worth something more depending on the grade. So now it wasn't just about Hulk 181. It was a what grade Hulk 181. So that really injected a lot of life into the comic book industry, I think. I think it kind of saved it. So there. Top that.
I don't really give a about trying to stop that.
Top that!
Big deal.
Stop that!
Unreal.
You can try to, you blue!
I will make a fool of you.
Top that!
Woo! Top that.
So as of right now, I think round 3 just went through. Shedeur Sanders is not on the NFL team. Which is crazy.
I don't know too much. Like, I know he's Deion Sanders' son, right? That's all I know about him. He plays quarterback.
Right.
And I thought he was going to go at the end of the first round.
He could have gone first, couple 3 picks.
Is he that good?
I mean, for quarterbacks, for what's out there, he was graded as one of the top guys. Yeah. I mean, Cam Ward went 1. He was going 1.
Right.
And then it was kind of a mix, but people thought he was going in the top.
A lot of people thought
3.
the Giants, when they traded up into the first round,
that's what I thought was happening.
They thought they were going to take him.
That looked like what he thought was happening because they were celebrating when the Giants.
I'm kind of happy they got this guy Dart from Ole Miss.
He looks good.
He looks interesting. He broke all of Eli's records, and Eli likes him.
The only snap on was that he didn't. There was a couple of games that he could have won, and he kind of dropped the ball.
Okay, well, he's young. He's a project. I mean, he's not going to start right away. They got Russell Wilson. So he can sit there, and that's what Eli did. He sat most of the first season. So that's good. I'm actually glad because when a guy starts dropping like that, usually it goes beyond football, right?
Well, yeah, I think people are worried about his dad and they're going to have to deal with his dad on top of everything else.
You think it's mainly just that, or
I think it's a big problem? They don't want to deal with anytime something happens. He's going to say something because he's outspoken. He's going to say stuff.
Yeah, but he's got a team to coach. He's coaching. I mean,
they're going to ask him. You don't think it's going to be a thing? They're going to ask him questions about his kid and what's going on. If he's not being played properly.
Is it a draft day thing? Did nobody go to his birthday party?
I mean, that is such a great movie. It's on Netflix now, They just put it on Netflix.
It's a good movie, but you rate it a little too high.
It's my second favorite sports movie of all time.
Second favorite sports movie.
It's a great movie. Kevin Costner does great
He's
sports
good
movies.
Yeah, it's good, but it's the whole premise. See, the problem I have with that movie is that it's all based on the silliest premise of all time.
I know, but don't look at that.
He takes a guy.
I get it. It's
that he could have took in like the second or third round.
It's a movie.
He could have took Black Panther in the second or third round. So he takes him right at the top.
But he got him anyway. He got all his players,
and he got his pancakes.
Say it with me, you pancake eating motherfucker.
Language.
Ivan Reitman directed that movie.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Ivan Reitman.
So you don't like Ivan Reitman?
No, I love. Okay, now I like it. No, I've always liked it.
Yeah.
I've always liked the movie, but I just could never get past how dumb that first premise was.
That makes such a great movie. It's such a fun movie. It's fun.
It's a good spot. So wait, what's your first is Major League?
White Men Can't Jump.
Oh right, White
it's the greatest.
That is great.
I mean, I can quote that movie.
I can't argue that. White Men Can't Jump is one of the greatest sports movies of all time.
The dialogue in that movie is fantastic.
Yeah. I could watch that 100 million times.
Yeah, there are those scenes in the park when they're playing.
Right.
There's no better. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to take up the argument. Yeah, I can't do. Best sports movie of all time. It's still for me. It's Moneyball.
Moneyball's correct.
Yeah,
I can't argue.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah. That could be the best baseball movie, sports movie.
For me, it's both.
Yeah.
Of course, best baseball movie, but also best sports movie.
Costner's catalog of sports movies.
He does a lot of sports movies. Yeah, mostly baseball, but he did
Tin Cup. I think is the greatest.
That's true.
Golf movie of all time.
This is a great golf movie, Tin Cup.
Yeah,
it's true.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham's great.
For Love of the Game, it's a great movie. You probably forget about.
They're all good. You know, of course, you're forgetting his most famous one.
Dances with Wolves. That's a sport in some states.
Ooh. That's going to get you on a list. No, come on. You really don't know it?
His great. Oh, well, with the ghost in the baseball field.
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. I haven't seen it.
You never saw that?
No.
It's, you know what?
It looks boring.
It's got a better track record. It's got a better memory, that movie, than it actually was a movie. It was good. Yeah. Very good movie, right? But when you compare it to a lot of other sports movies, I'm wondering if it makes a top 10 for a lot of people. I think it's on the far end, like in 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. In that area. A lot of sports movies are better than it.
I don't know. People would argue that that's their favorite movie.
They would. A lot of people love it. It's got that. It's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
Playing catch with your dad. That's really what it boils down to. Yeah. You know, that whole movie. Have you seen this Olivier Rioux? Those French names again. I know the X is silent there. Rioux, right?
Rioux.
He's 7'9". He's deal. On UF. 7'9". Yeah. He's only 19 years old.
Wow. Is he still growing?
I guess. Have you seen the pic? He doesn't have to jump. He can just kind of put it in the hole. He just put it right in the hole.
I mean, if he just stands under the bat and they just throw it to him.
He makes Wembley look small. This guy.
Do you think at some point, like at a height, they have to say like, no, it's not fair?
I don't think you're allowed to be in the league at a certain height.
How do you defend that? That's...
And he's not skinny either. He's not like, he don't or something like that. He's actually got a frame.
Yeah.
So if they can teach this kid to play basketball, Jesus. I mean, wow. How do you stop that?
Is he good?
I don't know how good he is. I mean, look at him standing next to Shaq. No.
I mean, that's not fair.
It's not fair, right? Look at that. It's crazy. That was him at 16. It looks like he's playing on a kid rim. You know how like you use that sometimes at the elementary schools they have those like tiny rims. That's what he looks like he's playing on with a bunch of kids.
And I don't think you can let him in the league. That's not fair. How do you not score 100 points?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting when he gets in the league to see what they have to do.
I mean, if he has any bit of coordination.
I mean, he can do maintenance on all the rims without any ladder or anything. Maybe during his games, they're just gonna have to raise the hoops up a little bit.
What do you do? Rockin' jock it?
Rockin' jock it, right? You got to get Dan Cortez.
Bring out the Olivier rim. I guess there's nothing you can do. You have to let him play, right?
No, you have to let him play. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's going to be interesting. If he has even like 15% worth of a professional basketball player's ability, I don't see how he doesn't score 30 a game minimum.
What is Wembley? Is Wembley 7?
He's like 7'4" or 7'5". He's like around there, but his reach is what is with Wembley. He's got a crazy reach. But this guy's got an incredible span too.
Well, I mean, 7'9" with whatever, he's 8 something.
It's just insane.
Well, it looks like he's touching. It's got to be a 10-foot wingspan.
He barely has to lift off the ground to dunk it. Barely. I never seen it. This is like the biggest kid ever.
You could just alley-oop all day to him.
They're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be, instead of a 3-second violation, it's gonna have to be like a 1-second violation. You can't stand the painful
hot potato.
Hot potato. You got to get out of there. All I know is that on the playground, that guy got picked first every single time out.
I was shocked at that last episode of The Last of Us.
Yeah, I didn't. I have never played the game.
No, neither.
So I was like, oh, are they Ned Starking this?
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Are they taking out the main character early?
Do you think that show can thrive?
He's still going to be in it. He's still going to be in it. Yeah, because they didn't explore. That's why she's so pissed at him. Because there's a whole bunch that went on, and she must have found out that he lied to her about what he did, about it going all
John Wick.
Going all John Wick on that hospital and killing everybody. So she found out apparently at some point, and that's why they're not on speaking terms.
I didn't know if that was something he knew was going to happen from the beginning, or that was like...
Well, they had to, because it's in the game.
No, he said it. That was the plan.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like I'm going to be busy doing Marvel, so kill me out.
doing Marvel, doing Star Wars, you name it, he's in it.
He's starring in a Marvel and a Star Wars movie coming out.
Right.
He must be banking.
Yeah, no, Pedro Pascal is the hardest working man in show business.
I bet you
right
Disney
now.
lets him go into free for the park.
you think that's one of the perks?
I think he gets a fast pass. At least.
He should walk around in the Mandalorian helmet and just not tell anybody.
Was that? No.
Sure sounded like him. That was good voice acting. But yeah, they're of course, you're going to have the people complaining.
It's getting review bombed.
I know, because now she's going to be the lead, because now she's number one on the call sheet.
But they're following the game.
I feel like that Sophie Powers, that girl who had the viral American Idol audition, I think she should do a rendition of it with fan bases. Yeah. Should be just Marvel fans.
Shut up.
Last of Us.
Shut up.
Superman fans.
Shut up.
CGI critics.
Everyone needs to shut up.
It's funny when that guy, he says that homophobic slur when they're dancing.
Right, yeah.
Like they're in a zombie apocalypse and there's still time for that nonsense. Like this guy's still worried about two girls kissing. Hey, man.
And here's the sad part. That would be reality.
Sure.
Yeah, there would be that guy. There would be. Yeah. There would, because what? Are you going to give humanity the benefit of the doubt?
No.
Hasn't earned it. No. Hasn't earned the benefit of the doubt. No, there would be that guy. That guy would exist. Right. Yeah, and you'd get the luck of being trapped with him. All right, so after I just told everyone to shut the F up, I actually have a little criticism that probably I should shut the F up without, but I just can't help it. It's in my brain. So the Superman costume, there's always been something about it, this new costume that's just, I couldn't put my finger on it. What is it that's bothering me about it? I just couldn't figure out why I'm having an issue. And when this came out, I saw this from these like professional high-end costumes that this company is selling. And it even shows it in a side-by-side right here with Corn Sweat next to this model who's in the suit that they're selling. It's the upper torso is not separated. The pectoral region, with Superman, it actually, the new costume that Corn Sweat has is more like the Strongman original costume from Action Comics #1. It's really more of a throwback. So in that sense, this new costume is actually more, what's the word?
Sábado Gigante.
No, it's too late in the show for Sábado Gigante. It's more authentic. It's more authentic to have that strongman costume look, that circus, carnival strongman look. But things evolve over 100 years that Superman's been around, and you got more stylized, more sleek, and Superman has that classic kind of V shape to him, like a lot of the superheroes do. So that's what was missing. And in this costume now that they're selling, you can see just that little line that they put there in underneath in that pectoral region. I think it makes it look so much better. Don't you think? What do you think about that?
No, I think you're hyper focusing on nonsense.
I don't know. I think that looks better when you have that separation. It gives him more of the V, and it's kind of it cinches in the waist area.
I don't know. I think you're a nut job. I don't. He looks great.
I know, but I just think it could be improved a little bit, just with a little. I'm not saying they should do it like this costume that they're selling, but I think maybe if they just digitized, they just went in there with a little bit of digital scalping and created more of a V shape in the costume, it would look a lot better.
That's what James Gunn's going to do. He's going to go back and digitally insert a line in their nipples.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds stupid.
No, I think the suit works how it works. That's old. That looks too much like the other ones. He's trying to do something a little different, a little old school.
This is really just a roundabout way of me trying to hint that I'd like this costume for my birthday coming up.
Listen, I don't think you're going to fill it out like this guy does. Sorry to tell you.
I could stuff it. Puts a little. Maybe it's got built-in muscles in there. How dare you, sir? I work out 4 days a week.
Your workout is this guy's warm-up.
Probably is. Well, hint, hint, birthday.
When is that again?
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Every year with you.